back to Nerds, Geeks, and Gamers. Today, with me, I have Carlos
Hey, party people.
and Raul.
Howdy.
It's so strange hearing you say hi, Carlos.
I'm
Or just introducing you.
I'm loving it. I love being in the backseat, just playing my Game Boy. Don't bother me.
Watching Challengers, of course. Yep.
The 4K edition, yeah.
Today we will be talking about two 2024 movies, Longlegs and Oddity. Both movies, we watched actually Longlegs on our Discord, so if anybody is interested in joining our Discord, I'm sure the description will be down below. We do have watch parties every so often, so you are more than welcome to join us. But we'll be talking about those two movies. Before we do, though, let's talk about some shows that we've been watching now. So, Carlos, since you gave us a wonderful hello, why don't you start us off?
So I've been not really watching. Normally, I come in with like, "Hey, I've seen this movie. You guys all gotta watch it." I actually haven't been watching other things, and that's because I've been playing the new Legend of Zelda game. They just came out last week, Echoes of Wisdom, I believe, something like that. And I've been playing that, and maybe I put maybe 9 hours, 10 hours into it. But it's a cute game. It really reminds me of back in the day when you would play with your Game Boy, and it was just kind of like, hey, we're going on a road trip, taking my Game Boy, going to spend 9 hours on it until the batteries run out. So it's kind of like reminding me back of those days. I know they did was it like an HD remake of the Link's Awakening, which I know that would have probably for sure 100% thrown me back to the days when I was like 10 years old. But this Zelda game, like I've been enjoying it. It's really cutesy. My daughter watches me play it, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. And then I made the mistake of getting addicted to Overwatch again. So I'm like I'm trying to sneak in games because I like to play ranks. I try to sneak in games wherever I can. So I'm like sneaking them during like my lunch break. I'm sneaking them in before I go to sleep. I'm like yelling at Raul because he's not doing what he should be
I'm not healing
doing.
enough, or I'm not getting enough kills as a healer.
So I'm like being super toxic right now because again I've been playing Overwatch a lot. And the one show that I did start this week was Peaky Blinders, and that's because lately
You never
there's been
started before?
No, I've never seen it. I just started this week, and that's because they're currently making a movie for it to like I guess maybe wrap it up. So that kind of got me like, all right, well, there's going to be a movie, and it's going to be Cillian Murphy. So I started watching that. I've been really enjoying it already on the second season. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Nice, okay. I can attest to you playing Overwatch. You do get very aggressive. We played one time, so I feel very bad for Raul, but I hope to see you in Platinum soon.
I am in platinum, and
Oh my god.
that's the frustrating part.
So what are you trying to get to?
Well, it's like I started at Platinum 3, then moved to 2, and now I'm on 4, and I'm trying to get back to like 2, 1, so it's just kind of frustrating. And then people can be toxic sometimes, so it's kind of sucks. Yeah.
Raul, what have you been watching?
So kind of the same stuff. Agatha and Penguin's been pretty cool too. I'm a fan of that. And today I started watching the third season of The Legend of Vox Machina to go off of the the last episode. So I saw an episode and a half, which is why I posted on the Discord the thing about Killith, which is kind of a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. But if you saw the first episode, I think it was, then that's why one scene makes sense. But
I saw the first episode, and I don't know what you meant that she's gonna live forever. Like her species, just in general, lives forever.
So spoiler. So Keyleth, she's doing her Aramente because she's gonna be the leader of the Arashari. So with that, she's gonna live for like a hella long time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like generations and generations, and so which is why that in that one scene, like she's gonna outlive everybody. Even if there were any full elves, she would probably still outlive them.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah. So.
I have not been watching Vox Machina because I didn't realize that it has come out. So that's going to be something that
today.
Today.
And I will say, by the way, this week is like when some cool anime start. So Dandadan, I've heard a lot about, comes out this week.
It's been
Um,
hyped up so much, man. I don't even know.
yeah,
I don't know. I have
I'm
no
gonna.
idea what it is, but
I
it's
have no
been
idea
hyped.
either. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But Bleach comes out this week as well.
Oh, no way.
Seaway, Thousand Year
Dude,
Blood War this Saturday.
dude, Bleach is my jam. Like, I
I
cannot wait for
know
that. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why. That's why I wanted to bring it up. ReZero came
Bankai.
out. Blue Lock I think comes out this week too. The new season of Blue Lock.
Oh,
So
damn. We're going to be fed for the winter.
I know.
We're going to be little fat squirrels.
But yeah, so I just wanted to bring up what's starting this week. So
Mm. Which you just reminded me, I actually just started watching Jujutsu.
Oh,
So
cool.
where
so
are
far I'm
you?
liking it. I
Prepare
think
yourself emotionally for more recent season.
okay. I think I'm only on like episode 5-ish, so just started it, but so far
Okay.
I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I've been liking it. It's definitely one that I'm getting into. So I can't wait to see the rest of it. The moment the guy with like the blindfold came out,
Gojo?
Gojo.
I immediately was thinking he's like Kakashi almost.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
So I've been enjoying it though, and then I know I texted both of you guys to let you know that I've finished Cyberpunk within like a day. Basically, it was so
That's so good.
Oh my
Damn.
god, it
So,
was so good.
if you have a dating profile, Sylvia, make sure you put watching Jujutsu Kaisen, just finished Cyberpunk.
And Cyberpunk, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Cyberpunk was it made me so sad, but it was so good at the same time, which it actually got me, just like you, Carlos. I restarted playing a lot of games that I have kind of neglected. So Cyberpunk was actually what I ended up picking up because I think I played it the first or second day that it came out and I never touched it again.
Because of the
So
glitches, or
Yeah, it had a bunch of
the
tech
glitches,
issues, right?
and then
Yeah.
people were saying like, oh, just wait until they fix that and then get back into it, so then it'll be better. But I never got back into it. After the show though, immediately I was like, I need to play it, I need to
and
get my hands on it.
and that happened. When the show came out, a lot of people went back to it. I myself bought the game day one and didn't actually play it till, like, I guess they did the next generation upgrade for it. And then I did play it a good maybe 8 hours into it, and then I just never picked it up because it wasn't really what I wanted it to be. But I feel like if I did give it a chance to like start and finish it, I wouldn't be disappointed. Keanu Reeves is in the freaking game, so it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
You
it's
can't not play it.
yeah, I've been enjoying it, and I learned how to kind of mod it a little bit too. So I have it set to kind of what I would like it to be set as, because that's how you're meant to play games.
2 times speed? No.
Yeah, 2 times speed the whole time. Yep. Yeah, my sprinting is just like right across the map.
But no,
So
no, because I'm glad that you're getting more into gaming. Because I mean, we talked about, like, we're gonna be doing a lot more episodes focused on gaming. So it's just like, just you talking about it does tell me, like, hey, Ro, if you didn't play Cyberpunk, like, I could spend
time
another
to
10
play
hours.
it.
Yeah, I could play another 10 hours into it just so we can come back and talk about it, because it's just a game that I didn't have really anybody to talk to when it did come out. So I would love to just kind of give my thoughts on it.
Out of curiosity, what did you pick? Corpo,
Corpo,
Nomad, or
yeah. Oh
Corpo?
yeah, it
Yeah,
was
same.
Corpo, yeah,
Corpo, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Or
gotta
Street
get
Kid, yeah. But
gotta get
Corpo.
them gotta get them benefits, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. So I watched that, and then I actually started watching High Potential. I don't think the whole season isn't out. It's a brand new show. It's still coming out weekly.
High potential?
It's pretty good. So it's a woman that has OCD, and she's
Oh, she's from freaking It's Always Sunny in
Always Sunny,
Philadelphia.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, yep.
yeah.
I do like that show. It's been good, and I kind of look forward to it every single week. It's kind of like a little guilty pleasure there.
No.
Yeah, and another show that I apparently saw the whole first season in the last week is Failure Frame. It's an isekai.
Oh, okay.
It's an anime.
We don't talk about those in this podcast.
No, but it was fine. I posted
fine.
my review on the Discord anime suggestions channel, so you can go there to find out more thorough thoughts.
Nice.
And next time we're all watching Love Is Blind, right? Because that's come out.
Yeah,
Carlos has agreed to it.
100% to it. I have a tail that I scratch myself when I'm not being honest. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that though. That's going to be probably my binge. So this whole weekend, I'm probably not going to talk to anybody and just watch all of Love Is Blind, which I think only 6 episodes came out, and then talk about it and only that for the rest of the month.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be any more Megan Fox drama.
There is, there is.
Is it really? Oh
Apparently,
my
this
god,
blonde girl
that's
that
hilarious.
there's this blonde girl and she's cute, right? She's cute, but she keeps saying that she's like a cheerleader, and she's making her seem like she's very like skinny and just like a cheerleader, like model-esque. And she doesn't look like that. She's cute, but she doesn't look like that. And everyone's saying this is the new Chelsea. This is the new like Megan Fox story that we're seeing.
I mean, at this point, they're probably doing it on purpose. Like, match
No, I
yourself up
think
with
some people
somebody
are just like that.
like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh
I
man.
believe it.
So now to get with the shows, we did watch 2 movies.
Wait. If you were given a description of who, like, somebody doesn't know what you look like who would you compare yourself celebrity wise?
Oh shit!
I would say Drew Barrymore. A lot of people tell me that I look like Drew Barrymore.
Like a
When I
young
had
Drew
the
Barrymore.
blonde, when I had the blonde hair, especially, I feel like it's just like the face shape.
Gotcha. Like, yeah, I could kind of see that. Yeah. What about you, bro? What do you got?
Fuck, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I've gotten 2 in my life, and if I tell you one of them, you're gonna be like, why and like how and what way? And it could have been just a haircut like back in the day, but like I always had gone like Drake, that I look like Drake. And then the other one is Benny from
Blanco?
freaking no, from that reality TV show, the Jersey. Is that his name? Benny?
Oh,
Jersey?
Vinny.
Vinny,
Vinny.
yeah.
Okay. Right
Yeah,
now
and
I can see it.
that's the other one that I've gotten in
Yeah,
my
because
life.
of hair. Yeah.
Mm.
I wouldn't go and describe myself as like, hey, like you're gonna see the real life version of Benny.
The real
Yeah.
Snooki.
No, my description
Yeah,
would.
that's what Sylvia looks like, Snooki. Yeah.
No, I feel like if I had to explain how I look like, I would just say a very round face and just dark hair, and that's it. I feel like that's a good
Just
description.
a floating head. Just a
Yeah,
floating head.
just a floating head and
Hey,
dark hair.
that's what
it.
every guy wants, man. Just a
Yeah,
floating
floating
head.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you want, I guess.
Oh
Oh
man.
man.
Okay. Well, with that floating head, let's transition into.
Well, yes, our 2 movies. Which one should we talk about first? Longlegs or Oddity?
Let's do Longlegs since we saw that one first.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Or we'll
Carlos,
do
you
them
start
both at the
since-
same time intermingled so we confuse everyone.
No. I mean, with Longlegs, I was really excited to see it because it was really a movie that came out in the summer. A lot of people hyped it up. It made a lot of money for the studio, which I believe is Neon. And if you've ever seen like a Neon studio movie, they're like, if you think A24 has weird movies, like Neon themselves, like they have like really crazy, like starts one way and then by the end of it, you're like, what did I just watch? So, my expectations, honestly, going to this movie was I'm going to get a little bit of Silence of the Lambs. But by the time I was done, and Sylvia, you kind of gave your hand a little bit too early because you kind of gave a review of what you thought about it, and you gave it, if I remember correct, like a 4 out of 10. So that already kind of put my walls up as far as like, ooh, like why? Because I trust you a lot. So I'm like, why did she give it 4 out of 10? Like, what am I gonna see in this movie? So by the time we did finish the movie, I sort of agree with why you gave it 4 out of 10 because to me, I really didn't enjoy the ending of, we'll get to the spoilers on it, but I really didn't enjoy what we got at the end of the movie, which was like the review of how things are happening. But now that I've had some time to like think about it, and we are gonna eventually compare to see which movie was better, Oddity or Longlegs. I do feel like Longlegs has a lot of more rewatchability, and I've been thinking about it a lot more, and it's more shot in a. And again, I don't want to put one movie down to make the other one better, elevate the other one, but I do feel like Longlegs has a lot more going on, even though I feel like when we do talk about Oddity, that was probably my favorite movie, but just Longlegs, for some reason, I keep thinking about it, and it could be because Nicolas Cage is awesome. I think the performances all around were really great, and
He
it
was in
did.
it. I'm kidding.
And yeah, and I mean, I think that's another reason why a lot of people want to go see Longlegs, because Nicolas Cage was part of it. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to talk about Longlegs. I bring in some stuff into it for sure.
I'll say that. So I did like Longlegs. I enjoyed it. It's definitely a different type of scary movie than Oddity, because Oddity is a little bit more traditional scary movie, like supernatural scary movie with like that stuff that you get in that. In Longlegs, it's more thrillerish. It's more, it's creepier. To me, it was way creepier, which is, in some ways it was nice to see, because more typically horror movies tend to have like a big horror part of it. That it's scary. It's they're gonna jump scare. They're gonna have some sort of supernatural thing or whatever they're gonna have. Or some monster. But in that one, it's more creepy. In some ways, I guess more realistic. In some ways, but it was more kind of like a police procedural slash
Yeah,
creepy, super insanely creepy ass movie with Nicolas Cage being super creepy too. But with some supernatural stuff to it, obviously, because it's hard to make a good scary movie without anything supernatural. But yeah, like I liked it. And I just say it's different than Oddity
Mm-hmm.
in several ways. But I liked it. I give it more than 4. I give it, I don't know. I'll think about a
5.
different number.
I think why I didn't enjoy it too much is it didn't have much of a flow to it. It didn't take you through a whole timeline. They just started throwing things in at the very end, because when you
yeah,
start the movie, you're thinking it's a thriller, there's some serial killer, and you're trying to figure it out with them, thinking, oh, maybe they have, some weird ties, or for whatever reason they're killing these people, and then out of nowhere you get thrown dolls, and then you get thrown
yeah,
like the demonology, and then you get thrown the nun and the
Yeah.
Satanism and all of that with it. And it just seemed like within the last like 20 to 30 minutes, they put so much into it that it didn't really make sense. There wasn't
it
really
didn't.
any
No.
build up to it. And I think that's why I didn't enjoy it. It was just, first we're looking for a murderer. Who's doing this? And why does she have this great intuition? And then out of nowhere, it's just, oh, by the way, this is all supernatural. We're having so much demonology put into this, but we're not actually explaining how it even happened. It just was like, bam, here we go.
No, it was almost like the guy, whoever wrote the movie, they wrote the movie. They had a great story. Everything was going
Mm-hmm.
great. They got to the end and they're like, fuck, how am I going to explain any of this? And he's just like, you know what? The devil's making them do it by a doll possessing the dad. And it's just like, yeah, it's hard to be pleased when, again, you're hoping that there's more of an explanation that makes you go like, oh my God, it was right there in my face from the very beginning. So it
Mm-hmm.
kind of sucks a little when you don't get what you want to get. But again, I'm not saying that because it didn't give me what I wanted, that's why I'm disappointed. I just, in general, don't think it really made sense. And I think when you do hear what the audience thought about it, there is a little bit of a divisive of people that think it's a masterpiece and people that are just like, nah, that just standing really didn't do it for me.
I will say that there was a lot of things that they did well, which definitely helped, especially in the beginning, because they withheld a lot, and then just the fact that they framed the shots really awkwardly, it just made you feel awkward, especially with
Mm-hmm.
Longlegs or Nicolas Cage. They just showed like the mouth down and kind of
Yeah.
the chest area and an awkward like position or whatever, and just the way that he acted and moved around, and the fact that like even the shot looked like it was like back in the day, or kind of like home movies
Mm-hmm.
too sometimes. So I thought all of that stuff definitely helped with Longlegs, like the way that all the shots were framed and the cinematography and all of that stuff. But I think that helped, and then kind of towards the end, that's when you kind of got more of the just weird. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know what to compare it to, but yeah, like in the beginning, it's definitely more of like Zodiac or like one of those movies,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't even know what it turns into. It just turns into a weird different movie.
Yeah, and then the movie was done in film. It wasn't like digitally shot, and I think that the director was purposely trying to make it feel like it
I
was a
could see
movie shot
that.
in the 80s and the 90s.
I could see that.
Mhm.
Okay.
We've already we didn't even say like, hey, beware of spoilers, but we're going to talk about it. But one of the things that I started and again, guys, when I was watching this movie, sadly, I wasn't watching it in my 75-inch TV. I was watching it on my phone. So there's a lot of things that I think
That
I
might be a
missed.
big difference because I watch it on my TV because I have an
Yeah.
HDMI port on my laptop.
But the reason why I want to rewatch the movie is because there's a lot of apparently from the very beginning shots of the devil. Satan like being in the background of certain
Oh yeah, I could see
shots,
that.
or
Yeah.
like you just might have missed it, or you might have been like, did I just see what I thought I see? And I think towards the end of the movie, it's very clear that like, oh yeah, like he's right there. I think when she closes the door to the house at the very end of the
Hmm.
movie, like I saw
Mhm.
him through like the reflection of the window or something. So I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm even kind of getting creepy like vibes going through me right now just talking about, but it's like, yeah, like I want to go back to the beginning and see exactly where those shots happen, because I kind of clearly missed them. But it's like, yeah, I guess in the very
Hmm.
beginning you sort of, Satan was right there with you from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I didn't really see it too much until it was like the middle of the movie, and that's where
Yeah.
it kind of started progressing more. So you kind of see where the movie is going to take a turn, but like the ending in itself for me didn't fully make sense because she just kind of let it happen. But I was also confused on the aspect of her mom shooting the doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like meant to be her, and then she was okay and she woke up, and because I felt like
Yeah.
that
That
doll
was
was supposed
weird.
to be connected to her, right?
Yeah, so I guess like once you open up the metal ball inside the doll, that's when you're sort of released from possession or whatever, 'cause that's how the devil is able to control, by him being inside of the ball. And even when they do find the first doll and they take it to the guy that opens it up, and he's like, yeah, there's a metal ball, and I swear I keep hearing my ex-wife through it. The guy that's her boss makes a thing about like, hey, let's cut that in half, and he says like, oh, there's no reason to cut that in half. Apparently that sort of was the devil being like, don't touch it, like this, like
Mm-hmm.
almost manipulating this guy to say like, oh, you don't want to cut it in half, like there's nothing in there, like why would you cut it in half? But by cutting it in half, that's when you release the black powder or whatever it is. Yeah.
Interesting. And because
Interesting.
that wasn't cut in half, that's why the other woman, I'm forgetting her name, the original one from the first home, that's why she jumped out or jumped
Oh
down,
yeah,
right?
from the
She
window.
yeah, because the metal ball was still, it
Well, I
wasn't
think
cut,
well, I
so
think they
she was
did.
never released.
Well, I think they did cut it. I felt like I saw a shot when like they did have it like perfectly cut in the middle. And then with her, I mean, I love that actress because I wasn't expecting her to be in that. She's
Oh yeah.
from Mad Men, and she plays Sabrina on Netflix. But I love her and I like her performance, and I like this idea of like, hey, after this incident happened, like she was sort of in this state where she wouldn't talk, communicate, and then she had a visitor, and then the visitor came, and all of a sudden she woke up. But then she was so like, I'll do whatever he says, whatever he tells me to do. If he was telling me to
It,
cut your pretty self up, I'll do that right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was an interesting part. She was an amazing actress. I just, again, like, where does he get that hold for her? I wish there was just more background to it. I
More
think
on
it
the
could have it could have been a really amazing movie if I just had a little bit more background.
Well, so Longlegs, apparently he was always living with the mom. Like, though he's been living in
In the
that basement with
basement.
the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had been living there this whole time. So that's something that like I totally missed when I was watching it. I'm like, oh, I didn't put that together. That he was just always, since she was a little girl, like always had lived in the basement.
Well, yeah. That's why he was the guy downstairs.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty much from that one moment when he brought the doll or whatever, and then the whole devil thing, because that's how he ended up, because she did the deal to help in order to save her daughter or whatever, and then she just slowly kind of went crazy and thought that she had to keep doing it even after her doll
yeah.
was good.
Mhm.
And something too that I kind of, I guess I didn't pick this up till like I started hearing other people talk about it, but the thing that some of the families, the reason maybe why they could be like chosen, not only because the daughter's birthday is on the 14th, but I guess there's also a message about how the dad doesn't want the daughter to grow up. They almost want them to stay like a little girl forever. And I guess maybe that's another reason why you're kind of being picked up, because there are clues to that. In the beginning of the movie, when she goes to her boss's house and she meets the daughter, she's like, "Hey, you have that tent over there." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't really go on it, but my dad wants me to have it in there." And I guess there's like things like that throughout the movie. It's like this whole thing about like, I don't want my little girl to grow up and I want her to stay like that forever. Because even the main detective, which, we haven't said her name, but the main detective girl, when you go to her mom, like her mom was a hoarder and she keeps all this stuff from her when she was a little girl, including her baby teeth. So it's just one of those things like she possibly didn't want her to grow up also. So it's kind of, that's possibly a possibility how it's being chosen, not only the 14, but this idea of like the parents never wanting their kids to grow up. Which that falls on me, because I'm also always telling that to my little daughter. I'm like, please don't ever leave the nest, don't grow up, stay like this. It's like, damn, like this kind of like rings a bell.
So you're saying I shouldn't gift you guys or gift her a doll for her birthday next?
Not a life-size doll. Let's just put it like that. Yeah.
I didn't catch that, but it's interesting that you do say it, because when we think of Ruth, which was the mom of the detective, she was a hoarder. And I clearly remember thinking that, but then remembering their phone call that they had together, she wasn't saying, "Oh, like, how's work, how's your job?" She kept saying, "Oh, are you doing bad things?" Or like she was using almost baby speech almost to her.
Oh,
Where
wow.
it wasn't like when I have a conversation, with my parents, it's how adults would speak, I guess, in a sense. But she kept saying, "Oh, are you looking into bad things or bad people?" instead of saying criminals or anything like that. She was kind of babying it down. So that's interesting that you pointed it out.
No, and I thought the mom was just weird herself. I never even put that together. That's the reason why she spoke to her like that. Because something with what's the detective's name? I'm sorry,
Lee?
like Lee. Oh yeah, Lee. So Lee, we talked about. I think we were watching the movie because we all were watching it together. We talked about like how she's so weird and awkward, and I guess the reason for that is because back in the 80s, 90s, it's possible that she could have been on. Well, this movie takes place in the 90s, but it could have been possible that she was like on the spectrum. But back then, it wasn't that much. Like people weren't aware of it or knew as much as we do today. So it's just kind of like interesting when you do see her performance. That it's like, yeah, like she gives these weird conversations, and
I felt awkward watching her.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
You're meant to.
I think a big part of it is just like I think it's purposely meant to. She's meant to be kind of weird, because you kind of wonder why she's weird. Because in the beginning, you wonder if she's weird because she's kind of psychic, or then you think that like maybe something happened to her when she was like tiny, or when she was like, a kid, that kind of caused her to be in the situation or whatever. And then or maybe she just has a ton of trauma, so she's just awkward now, or it's kind of like the way that I saw it was it's really ambiguous because you just don't know. And you kind of just wonder, so you kind of just make up reasons in your head, kind of as the movie develops, and then you kind of start seeing. Because I kind of took it that I thought like maybe it is like something on the spectrum, or maybe because like some weird psychic powers, or maybe like eventually I thought like maybe because she's not being hypnotized necessarily, but because of what happened when she was a kid and she forgot everything, she's still kind of under the influence of all of that stuff. So I thought that was one of the bigger reasons. And at one point I thought like maybe this is all a dream and she's gonna wake up at some point or something.
No, and I think you're right to that, Ro, because I think they've asked the actress if that's sort of where her performance came from like being on the spectrum. She's like, no, I wasn't doing any of that, or that's not the reason why she acts the way she does, but your interpretation also kind of makes sense. So it's like, yeah, it could have been, but she wasn't purposely trying to, replicate that, how a person like that would act. So yeah, so I think you're right to what you said, Ro, like it could be all that.
Even just thinking about the dolls, because we see it so the doll was still there, and then Lee's kind of awkward, but then we still had the doll that was intact of the first girl, and she was kind of weird too, and she was very awkward. But then when you think of the doll that was given to the other detective's daughter, she digressed very quickly as well. And she, instead of her being so open like she was when we see her in that first scene, we now see her with this doll, and she's just as awkward as everybody else.
She's like mesmerized by it.
The whole last scene upset me so much. She walked in there and she let the guy take her into the kitchen and kill her. If I walked into the situation,
like, really?
I would have. I'm sorry. like, I love my mom, but I would have immediately shot her and been like, she's going crazy. Now I'm going to shoot you to stop the curse, or just the doll. Those would have been my 2 bullets. I would have just ended the curse right then and there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That
But
just
she just
didn't make
used
any
3
sense.
bullets. She did 3 bullets, and then she couldn't even shoot the doll. She had more. I get that it misfired or whatever with the devil not wanting her to kill the doll. It just didn't make sense to me.
Well, then
The
take the doll.
the doll should
Oh,
have been the first.
yeah.
She should have came in, started blasting at the doll. The doll's like where you should have, like that's where like everything's coming from. And then the mom did have a shotgun, but the mom maybe like I don't know if the mom is just so like I've been doing this for 30, like she's been doing this for 30 years. So I don't know if the mom is just like I have to continue it so that you can be okay, Lee. So, but I'm
Mhm.
like, dude, like Longlegs is gone. Like you don't have to do
Mhm.
this, but maybe it's just too late for her also.
Yeah.
Well, she probably thought like I'm already gonna go to hell, and it's like I've been doing this long, so I gotta keep doing it,
Mm-hmm.
or else I'm gonna die and go straight to hell. So I'm gonna prolong my life so that I get to not be in hell
Yeah.
for a little
No,
longer.
the doll or the mom would have been my first people that I'm just exiting out of there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I do wish the movie had a different ending to it because I did like how, Lee kept saying like, no, there's somebody helping him. There's somebody helping him. And they kept saying like, hey, anytime throughout these cases, like we've never found anybody else being in this house, which
Mm-hmm.
clearly they weren't investigating really good because, the mom was in there this whole time. Yeah, she didn't do any participate in doing the actual murders, but she was sitting down. She was watching it happen. So it's just like, yeah, like I would have liked that this movie had come up with, hey, like the mom was there and she had more
Mm-hmm.
to do with the murders. But no, it was just like she was just sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is disappointing. This is why me and you, Sylvia, are like kind of like we don't love this movie
Mm-hmm.
100%. But again, I think everything about the movie is brilliant. I just feel like, yeah, it's just like I reject the ending and it's just it's hard for me to say like it made sense when I know it didn't. It just didn't make any sense.
Do you know what I was kind of expecting? I thought that they were gonna have Lee be the accomplice the whole time, but
That would
like
have been good
without her,
too.
yeah, without her knowing it, kind of like subconsciously or whatever. And she'd been doing it since she was like a kid or whatever, since she met Longlegs, and then she just kind of continued to do it just subconsciously, and she just like forgets about it when she wakes up or whatever.
Yeah, and then she could have been cleaning up the crime scene because I mean, again, in the 70s, 80s, how much really forensics are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like I would
Dusting
have
for
liked that
prints.
ending a lot more
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to the mom if it was Lee.
Yeah.
It
And
would have made more sense, I feel like.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's like a director's cut or another version of this movie that'll ever come out, but I think if you're trying to like make more money, they did shoot another ending, and later on they're trying to make more money. Like, yeah, that would get me to like buy it or watch it again just to see that alternate ending to it. Because sometimes that
Interesting.
does happen, with I Am Legend. Like we have the famous like
Oh
alternate
yeah.
ending, and that makes the movie a lot better. And they're actually moving with the sequel, going with that alternate ending. So it's just kind of like, yeah, like show
Mm-hmm.
me another ending, then so that I can make the decision on which ending actually made sense. Because this could have been a studio making that decision for the director, like, hey, we don't want your ending because people are going to reject it. Let's go with this other more cookie cutter ending that me and Sylvia are here rejecting because we just thought it was too safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think thinking about it too, the movie was in like the 70, 80, 90 range. So even DNA wise and everything, I don't think they would have found anything. But that just goes to, or at least it gets me to start thinking all horror films are done kind of in the past. They're not created to be in the present anymore because what's so scary about the 2000s right now? We have cameras.
AI.
Yeah, we have
Cameras.
cameras everywhere. We have so much technology. If you leave even like the smallest little speck of dust, they can immediately find you. So all of these thrillers and horror films are done in the past. So it just makes it
Yeah.
worth thinking about it as if it was here now in this time and place, but or at least I do. I'm thinking of it as, oh, it's in this time era, but then I have to go back in my brain. No, this is actually like the 80s or the 90s. I have to go back.
No, it's true because a lot of horror movies are like, hey, they just bought this house and they're moving to the middle of nowhere, so maybe the internet hasn't been set up or the town's not set up to be as technological that it could be compared to a house in the city. So it's just kind of like, yeah, they always have to make excuses
Or it's
as
kind of
to
like
why.
Oddity, where there's like no cell phone
No,
service.
oh, there you go. Oh, dude, that's probably what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm like, yeah, they moved to the middle of nowhere and they don't have
Yeah,
cell phone, and yeah.
far away from town. Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
moving on to Oddity now, like
Wait,
they,
we're done with Longlegs? Damn
yeah.
it.
I mean, do
Oh,
you have anything else to say?
I mean, I do want to say like Nicolas Cage's performance is really good. Like
So good,
I,
Yeah.
I,
amazing. Yeah.
I
He's
love the
hella
guy.
creepy.
Yeah. Like he had after the 2005, like I was worried about him, that it's like, oh man, now he's just gonna be like Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, where they just kind of like they're never gonna be the superstars that they were when I was growing up. But like no, he's made a huge comeback in the last like 5-6 years. Especially highly recommend the
Pig.
movie Pig. If you haven't seen Pig, man, go
Pig
out of
made
your
a
way to.
difference.
Pig made all the difference in the world when it came to people actually
It
respecting
brought
him
him
as
back.
an.
Yeah.
It brought him back, so
Mhm.
yeah. But I just thought his performance was really good. I thought Longlegs itself, he wasn't on screen for too long, and I wish I would have gotten more of him. I want to see him for 25 minutes singing "Happy Birthday" because I think that would make
Oh
for
my god,
entertaining.
that was so
Mhm.
uh,
fucking weird.
yeah, but that's
But
another
he was
complaint.
amazing. I feel like even the small amount of time that he had,
It was
he definitely made the
impactful.
whole performance. He
Oh
made
yeah.
it very memorable.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Without him, I don't think this money makes up the money that it did.
Mm-mm. No.
No.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
Yeah.
But with Oddity,
Mm-hmm.
so that one so I will say the one thing about both of these movies is I had no idea what any of them were about or who was in either one of them, except for I did see that Nicolas Cage was in Longlegs.
Mm-hmm.
And I did hear about Longlegs uh before it was coming out, but I knew nothing about Oddity. So why did you pick it?
So I kind of, again, I like to sort of be in tune with the movies that people are bragging about, saying like you have to go see this. Ramon's sort of the part. I know we don't have him in the podcast currently, but he's sort of the partner that anytime I hear amazing things about a movie, I always kind of drag him into the movie theater without showing him a trailer, without him knowing what movie we're at to see, and we just sit down and watch it. And we always tend to come out like, oh my god, that was incredible. Last year, I took him to go see Evil Lurks, Evil Lurks, and that wasn't a movie that was amazing. We did an episode on it. So again, right now there's another movie that people are talking about. I kind of want to see it, Sylvia. I might have to talk to you about if we can make maybe a watch possible in the future. But
Mm-hmm.
Substance, it's another movie that right now people are talking about a lot. So it's again, bro, like I like to listen to movies that don't get the advertisement, and I really got to rely on other people to really hype them up for me to be like, oh man, like we really got to go and watch that. And Oddity was that movie that in the summer people were talking about Oddity as much as Longlegs, at least the community that I listen to, as far as like people that I would listen to when they say a movie's good or not.
Okay, yeah, like I need nothing about Oddity. When Evil Lurks was freaking awesome. Like I'm so glad that we did that one.
Yeah.
It was creepy. It was kind of everything. But yeah, I might have heard of Substance. I don't know. I think I might have like seen something kind of in glancing, but don't really know anything about it. So
Yeah.
Mm.
No.
Well, it's on the list for if we want to talk about it and see if we can do a
A
little
watch.
watch
Yeah.
party for it. Yeah.
You're my like my engineer that I know is capable of doing so much. So it's like, yeah, you
I try
know.
my best. Oddity wise though, I'm glad you recommended it. I did enjoy this one a lot more, I feel like, than
Yeah,
Longlegs, and
absolutely.
I think it's because the story was just a little bit more linear versus kind of everything being put together. But again, I feel like this movie was kind of in the 80s and the 90s as well, because I feel like a lot of what they were doing with some of the patients that were in the hospital, we don't do
Yeah.
that nowadays. So it just kind of leads to that point where you can't really make a thriller or a horror film. I would love to see one that's done like in this day and age. But Oddity itself, it was very linear. I The plot was a little confusing at some points, but I think that's just because maybe I wasn't paying full attention like I should have. But I liked the concept of it. I didn't expect them to be Scottish speakers or have Scottish accents, so that
Yeah.
was right when she started talking. I got a little bit confused, but I don't think I saw or even thought about what was going to happen to actually happen. I didn't think, which spoiler alerts, I didn't think Ivan was the one that killed her in the tent.
No, same. I thought it was
That
gonna be
was
the girlfriend.
Yeah, that was not in my head at all. And I thought that the other twin sister, she was going crazy thinking that he was cheating on her because she was blind and maybe she was thinking that other things were happening. But then for her to be correct about everything, I wasn't expecting that either.
So with this movie, if I would have watched it with somebody else, this is one I would have been making comments about throughout the movie, because I started even putting down notes as I was watching it, because my first one was, oh, he didn't kill her. So like with Ivan, I was like, you know, I don't think he really killed her, possibly. And then the second note was like, sheesh, under a year.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It's super suspicious.
your wife dies, and then you're dating somebody, or
Mhm.
she's like living with you like less than a year later, and it's like, and it's in the house where she died.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was weird. And then the third thing, and then I stopped writing after this, was like, why zip it? Like when she went into the tent, like she zipped it up.
That's
Mhm.
so, dude, it's
And
so
I was like, why would
frustrating.
you do this? And it's
Why?
like, see, and this was probably like part of what my issue was with this, was it was more of a traditional scary movie,
Mhm.
because like in a lot of scary movies, you have those tropes where like people do dumb stuff in order to get themselves killed, or for purposes of a scare or whatever. It's kind of like in slashers, people always fall, or people always like go off on their own, or if people hear a weird noise, they go and follow it or whatever. So like in this case, it's kind of something like that, where she got scared, so she went into the tent, and then she zips it up, which there might be somebody there. So like, why wouldn't you want to see if
No,
somebody
the
comes or whatever?
first mistake she did was she went to her little like toolbox and she took the hammer.
And
And I was
left
like,
Yeah,
it.
great, we have a weapon. She goes and instead puts it down, takes her camera, and then zips herself in the tent, leaving her hammer there. And that's what he uses to kill her, the
Yeah,
hammer.
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Or the fact that she went to her car and left the door open.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Longlegs, we also see that the lead did that too. She went outside, left the door open, and then the killer
Mhm.
got in and went through
Yeah.
inside the house. It's like, damn, two movies were like, you need to close your door is what I got from it.
Hey, these are my type of people. See, I wouldn't
Uh,
zip up the tent though. I would just leave it open.
Yeah.
well, the way Oddity starts, I do feel that the guy, you got Olin or Bully, I don't know what to call him, the guy that's like trying to tell her like, hey, I saw a guy go in your house, like you need to
Mhm.
trust me, you need to open the door. I
I'm
wish that
calling the
guy had.
cops.
Yeah, I wish he would have been more open about it. Like, hey, the reason why I'm here is because I was
Well,
a
he
patient of your.
did, but I'll also keep in mind that he was like in a mental institution, so like, and this one doesn't seem to be a very reputable one, especially considering how
Mhm.
the orderly was. But yeah, like, so you never know like how medicated he was, and kind of anything else that they did to him or whatever.
I'm
True,
calling the
true.
cops. I'm sorry. I would have immediately called the cops.
Which you couldn't because of the fact that she has to be upstairs to be able in that spot to be able to make a
Yeah,
call.
and she said that she couldn't find her phone. That she went to her car to
Oh
find
yeah,
her
she
phone.
couldn't find her phone. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. No, man, it's a tough situation, man. Like, it's just at that point, like, yeah, you don't open the door for that guy, and then if there is somebody inside, like, her mistake was just
Have
like
your
not having a
hammer.
weapon. Yeah, have the hammer, stand your back behind the door. I don't know, make a run for. I don't know, man.
And dude, what about the new girlfriend when she was talking to the twin sister? Like, how fucking rude was she? Because she even said the whole thing like, yeah, I'm not dumb enough to open the door
Mm-hmm.
for whatever, and it was like, damn, you are not nice, lady.
No, no, but well, then I like her reply, which is like, "Do I look stupid?" It's like, so it's like, yeah, so that my sister wouldn't be stupid because we look the same. Which I didn't
Yeah,
catch that they were twins, honestly.
Yeah,
Uh,
same.
yeah, I didn't catch it until she said it, and then when I
yeah,
saw the sister again, I was like, okay, I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, but she even said that she sounded stupid. I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, she knew what she was going in that house for. She was there to,
Yeah, she's
kill
being
Ivan.
hella weird though and creepy too.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of crazy. Like, I did like the fact that she owns a shop, and we never really know too much about like what connection she has with the spiritual world. We just know that she believes in it and she collects these items. I thought that was kind of cool about her.
Mm-hmm.
And then the possibility that she had some some health stuff happening with her, which could be explained the reason why she does believe in all these things,
Yeah,
and they might not be true.
I guess she had cancer, some sort of cancer, possibly brain cancer. It's kind of what they made it seem like she had. And then just the whole fact with that, and then possibly hallucinations, and possibly actually have some sort of like psychic power,
Power,
and
yeah.
then the fucking creepy ass wood doll.
The
Dude,
golem.
Yeah.
dude, dude,
Oh,
when
that of course. Oh my god, that totally makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think of a golem.
dude, no, when
Oh,
he
because the note wasn't in the mouth; it was
In
in
the
the head,
head, yeah.
man,
in the bowling ball head. I just
no,
wanted to put
when
my fingers in there.
and take it
Ooh.
out.
No,
No,
no, no,
when
just kind of like a bowling
oh
ball.
my
Just put my
god,
fingers in there.
I'm done talking.
Uh, but see, so Yana too, she was saying how dumb she was to open the door when she couldn't find her keys. She just stayed in the house. I would have turned that whole house upside down looking for my keys, and if I still couldn't find them, I would have called an Uber. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
taxi. Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
reason for her to stay
I
there with
would
this
have gotten out
woman.
of there.
Yeah. And I don't know why she would have wanted her to be in the house because, the reason why she leaves is because later on we find out that like she's like, oh, my twin sister scared her off. She's too nice. So it's just like she wanted her to be in the house when she was, I guess, potentially gonna kill Ivan. So it's kind
Ivan,
of
yeah.
weird. Like I don't know what Darcy's plan was with the girlfriend. Like 'cause clearly she's an innocent. Like she has nothing to do with the situation. Just let her out.
Was she? She didn't know if she was innocent, which is why she was asking about like when they started dating and all that stuff.
Mm.
So she might have thought that she was probably responsible.
But I'm okay. So she needs an item to be able to sort of read your history and stuff. I guess I would have liked if she was like, "Hey, I can't find my bracelet that I always have with me because I left it here and now it's gone." And then maybe that's when she's able to see that she had nothing to do with it. But I wish there would have been something because yeah, I guess you're right, Ro. Like maybe that's the reason why she wanted her in the house because she didn't believe that she was innocent.
Because she killed Ivan or whatever his name was, the dude with the glass eye. Like she sent the golem to kill him. Um,
Oh, that guy, Allen or Boo
Yeah,
Boo,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
him.
yeah, I don't know.
And I guess that's my question. Like, did that thing genuinely walked up and killed him in this room? It's like, how did that? Like, I kind of also wondering how that happened because we see that in order for the thing to kill, it has to be like it has to be in the house and it has to get up and chase you. So how did he make the kill in the hospital in the asylum?
No,
Like,
no,
that's kind of
no. So that was in the house for that was the halfway house.
well, how did he make that kill there? Like, I'm saying, like, how did she
I don't
get the
know.
thing?
She probably let him in somehow. Maybe, probably. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of part of it that you don't really know.
It's just in
But
the trunk,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And for a while, you just don't know like what happened to him. Because
Well,
I
he
didn't even know that it was him until the other guy picked up the eye. Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he did drew pictures of it, so maybe he was seeing it because later on, when the doctor's going through like his drawings, you kind of see a picture of the wooden
mhm.
figure. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe it was always there.
yeah. I mean, she says like, "Hey, I'm gonna pay for killing this innocent man." So I'm like, man, I wonder in what way she's gonna pay now that she's
Mm.
dead. Yeah,
She's gonna become a golem.
who knows?
Which that actor, he actually does or did lose his eye when he was younger. So it
Oh, the
was
actor did.
so it was nice to see
Oh,
that they were actually kind
Oh,
of using that as a feature in the movie as well. I think he was like 13. He had lost it for something. I read about it now. It's out of my brain, but
yeah, no, dude, and I mean, her husband Ted. I mean, talk about like a non-believer. I just, you know, not to get all the way to the end of the movie, but I'm like, damn, I'm like, he's really gonna get away with it. And
Mhm.
we do find out that she sends him
Doorbell.
the doorbell, and I didn't catch it. It took my wife to point it out, but it's like, oh no, he's dead. The moment he rang that doorbell, he's
Hmm.
dead because in the beginning of the movie, because I rewind, she says that the last three people that have rung this doorbell. It's like they've all died, so it's just kind
yeah.
of like, oh shit, like I guess he is gonna die. I just wish we would have seen it because I don't know for a fact if he did die or not. I guess we just led to
We
believe
just
that,
see the guy
yeah,
in the back
Yeah,
just
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
looking at
yeah.
him.
You see the billboard like right next to him. But
Mhm.
I think that's the point of like why they do some of this stuff, some of these things is to kind
But
of leave it ambiguous and kind of like not really tell you what's
but
going to happen, and that way you can kind of decide on your own.
but But I like her original plan. Her original plan was like, no, I'm going to tell the whole world what you did, and you're going to lose the house, and you're going to go to jail. And I think that would
You're
have
gonna lose your
been
girlfriend. Yeah.
that would have been better because yeah, like this is a guy that committed something horrible just because he didn't want to lose like half his fortune and stuff. And it's like a lot of true crimes that happen lately where people do terrible things to their family. It's like, yeah, like, dude, you didn't want to divorce your family, so you thought it would be easier to do all these fucking insane things. It's like, I don't know, man. I understand. I guess I don't understand. I don't understand how you just can't leave a
I'm
person and you
cheating on
rather
my wife. I can't divorce her. I should just kill her.
do it for
I
real.
know, dude.
And I
That's
should have my
freaking
friend
dumb.
do it, actually. I'm not going to do it myself.
Yeah.
And it could be,
No,
like you said, Sylvia, it could be the
not even
times.
friend. It's an ex patient that you got to work in a mental institution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. But it could be the times. Maybe like Sylvia said, maybe this is like an earlier 90s time. Some people were more sort of willing to take that risk. They're like, oh, nobody's going to catch me. Nobody's going to put the
Mm-hmm.
clues together. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well,
I did get confused
they had
with that
smartphones.
one scene when she was calling
But
on
it's
the
a flip
phone.
phone, right?
Yeah, but
No,
was he
smartphone.
with her when he was calling? He was like, pick up the phone, but then you see him in the house and then you see him in the hospital as well. And then that's when she falls down into the hatch because she went to grab the phone.
No, he wasn't in the house. He was in the hospital, but he was calling the phone because before he left, um, he said that I'm going to put the phone right here. I'm going to go to the office, call this cop or whatever, and then and have him come over. And whenever this phone rings, just make sure you answer it. And that's because he had already taken off the trap door thing. So he made it seem like the cop was going to call her, um, but he left, and then he was the one that was calling her. Um, and kind of just on purpose so she would fall and he would get away with it.
Dude, that house was weird because it's in the shape of a square, and you only get to see like the one side of the house. I'm like, I would have had liked to have seen like a tour of the whole house, just like
Mm-hmm.
one shot of them just going around it, so I can get an
Yeah,
idea. Because
honestly.
I'm like, yeah, like I'm like that's cool in a concept kind of way, because then you have the middle and it's all
Mm-hmm.
protected. But I'm like, show me the rest of the house.
And they all parked their cars like in the middle of like what that,
I
like
know
the,
it's so
yeah.
inconvenient. At least go to the side or park sideways or do
Yeah.
something.
But you're right, I didn't think about that, Carlos, but you're right. Like they were all just in that one
That one,
section,
they're
but
like, show me.
you still have so much space.
Well, maybe they didn't show it because they didn't fix it up yet.
Like, had she not gotten
Yeah.
into the tent in the beginning of the movie, she could have legitimately stood on the spot. Once she spotted the killer, just ran the opposite side of the house because it's a
Yeah,
circle.
it's like
So
yeah.
you could just keep doing that the whole
Well,
night.
it doesn't connect fully because you have the gate that opens
Oh,
to
you're
let the cars
right.
in.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Damn
But just you
It's more of a
saying that
horseshoe.
reminded me of all the time that I try to run away from my mom and you would just run around the table to get away from them.
Oh,
Around the table. No.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, I mean, and then we get that the way they got the golem doll was because of a wedding gift with the original parents. It's just kind of like, what kind of stuff is like her mom, what's her family always been into? Because obviously you have to hang out with a certain group of people to be getting that sort of gift.
Well, she said that she has a witch, right? Like a family witch or a witch that
No,
they all
yeah, a
know.
witch give it to her mom.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, what was the mom into that she had a witch friend? I don't know.
Well, if she was psychic, and then because also in the beginning, the reason why the wife's sister was set up the camera was to spot ghosts or whatever to begin with. So obviously they believed in all that stuff. So they were somewhat into supernatural things in general.
Yeah.
She probably wanted the house thinking there were ghosts in there. And then she became the ghost.
Yeah, she became the
Yeah.
ghost. That was crazy. Dude, that part where she the girlfriend goes into the bedroom and then
Oh yeah.
I screamed like, yeah, like I was just like, oh dude, this is too much for me. Scare the hell
And
out of
then in
me.
the corner, like run.
Yeah, run. I mean, I never look into like, like we have our smartphones. How many pictures do we take? And how many pictures have I taken in the 15 years that I own my iPhone? And I never have this will to just go through them and start spotting like the people that see in the background or something that might seem odd. But it's like I can only imagine if we really spend the time to see like, okay, today I'm gonna spend my day proving that one of my pictures I captured something that shouldn't have been there. So just kind of like it's crazy to think about.
I
Oh,
wouldn't
I
do
have
that
a fun
because
story for you. When I was younger, do you know how you would use like those old phones and then you would have to have the film, come back to you and all of
Yeah,
that
uh-huh.
stuff?
oh,
The
you mean the
Kodak,
cameras?
the Kodak
hmm
cameras, yeah.
So all of the pictures from when I was younger, there's a bunch of like those little spooky lights everywhere. Like basically every single picture that was taken of me from like the age of, I want to say 6 or 7, moving backwards, there's always like a little spooky somewhere around me.
Oh God.
Mm,
There's an Asian movie. I think it's Japanese. Where there's a whole camera thing and people with
mm.
pain in their necks, and it's creepy as fuck. I don't remember
Pain
what
in
it's
my
called.
neck. Well, if I ever get
Yeah,
pain in my neck, I'll start worrying.
Well, it's funny because we
yeah.
started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and in that show,
Oh yeah,
they explain you have something like that. There could be like a
Mm.
demon on your back, and you need somebody to exercise it.
oh
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Yeah,
Well,
Well,
that's pretty much what Geto does, right?
yeah. Getsu does that for he's not living, but yeah, people come to him to like, hey, and then Nami does that. Nami can take care of
mm,
it. If
None, I mean,
what
yeah.
Nanami, yeah, wait till you meet Nanami, you'll be like, oh my God.
I will say between the two movies though, Longlegs probably gave me the most like little spooks, little scares versus Oddity. Oddity didn't really
Really?
I,
That's
I didn't
interesting.
really get any of those like shots where it kind of made me jump. Longlegs did. But I don't think it was from anything popping up. I think it was the sound, like the music that they did with
Oh
it that made me
yeah,
jump more
yeah.
so
The
Yeah.
sound
than
was
what was
awesome.
actually happening.
See, I'll say that in Longlegs, like all the peripheral things were so much better than in Oddity.
Mm-hmm.
And in Oddity, it was more conventional and more
Mm-hmm.
straightforward, kind of what you expect. And I've seen a lot of scary movies, so that might be like a me issue. That like I expected most of the stuff because I did like the golem part. That was cool. But that's probably, and the acting was cool and most of it was fine. It was very traditional, very kind
Mm-hmm.
of like what you expect. But with Longlegs, it was creepy as hell. Like there was so many creepy things on there. Like you just
Yeah.
felt uneasy for more of the movie, which is probably for me why I like Longlegs better.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, no, yeah. Like I felt like I would have more of a recommend Oddity to somebody versus Longlegs, especially because I think Oddity is maybe a little bit more mainstream, maybe more what
Yeah,
an audience is
more
expecting with a horror
traditional.
movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like Longlegs just has so much more. Like I feel like I could watch Longlegs today and actually be like, okay, now that I know everything that's going on, let me sit down, let me really spot the stuff that I should have spotted the first time, or it just couldn't focus because I didn't know what was happening. I think Longlegs itself is going to be maybe the movie that gets talked about more in like 10, 15 years, especially because of the
Mm-hmm.
Nicolas Cage performance of it. And I love those kind of movies. Honestly, like like I talked about like how it reminded me of Silence of the Lambs, but there's actually another Hannibal movie that I really love, which is the Red Dragon. Red Dragon is one of my favorite movies of all time, and that's what I wanted Longlegs to be, but it wasn't. But I still think Longlegs again was like maybe the better movie in this instance for me.
But you still
Mm.
gave it 4 out of 10.
No, Sylvia gave it 4 out of 10.
I
I
You
I
agreed with
agree.
me.
I agree with the fact that the ending is just kind of like a little bit trash
Oh,
with the whole what's the reasoning of how these murders are being committed. But I think the movie itself just has so much more in between, especially like right away in the beginning. You're in for the ride, except that at the end of the ride you're a little disappointed by it.
hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Oddity, I just feel like it it made sense. You had like your
Oh
beginning, your
Oh
middle,
yeah.
yeah,
and your end.
yeah,
Everything made sense. It was concise. I think I would have
definitely.
enjoyed Longlegs if maybe they added like 30 extra minutes into it. So
You,
they didn't just pack everything into the end.
you know what's funny about
Like
Oddity? That the guy that Ivan, he would beat the doctor at chess, and I was like, that's so funny. Like that would I got a feeling like you don't really see him like react too much to the fact that he loses to him in chess, but I'm like that would probably piss the hell out of him, and that's probably the reason why at the end of the movie he had him kill, not because he would snitch, but more like, dude, like I hated you, I hated every time I lost you, I don't understand why I could never beat you. He's probably has some resentment because, dude, honestly, in Oddity, that doctor has to be a psychopath. Like we never really
Oh yeah.
understand more about his background, but he has to be like this doctor that's just doing fucked up things his whole life. Not just this is not just like the one instance he did something bad, like his whole fucking life.
Oh,
If you look at it under a
absolutely.
microscope, yeah,
what the dude with the mask that ended up biting off the fucking toe of the other guy, dude.
yeah,
Well,
fuck.
I'm glad that they didn't show it, but it's
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
it just I don't want to think about it.
I
Yeah.
feel like he was the doctor mainly because he was able to use his patients how he wanted to use them. And the moment they started deviating or showing that they were getting better, that's when he started getting upset at them.
Yeah. That could be.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's trying to put himself so he could work days, but something tells me that he's working nights for a reason. He's not choosing the day
On
schedule.
purpose, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. He likes to be at night doing his freaky ass stuff.
I could see
I
that.
did I did look at Rotten Mangoes to see what they
Ron
rated.
Mangoes?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what?
Yes. Yes. My God. Woo!
You know what? I will say I was actually
Is that the
listening to
tropical rating system?
I was actually listening to Ron Mango. She's one of my favorite podcasters. So
Oh, is that a
yeah,
podcast thing?
so that's
Ron.
why it was on my head. She talks about like murders that have occurred a
Uh,
lot of times.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
Ron
just
Mango.
bringing it back to the time that you said, "What's your favorite cider?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I love mango."
Oh, yeah.
I said I tried a watermelon habanero beer and you got
I love mango. So that's why I'm like, oh, dude, yeah. So now we're even.
never even Rotten Tomatoes. And do you guys want to guess which one got the higher score?
Long legs for
Ooh,
sure.
actually, I don't know because I could see Longlegs being kind of more
I
polarizing.
think more people have seen long legs, honestly.
No, but
So
you. I think the critic
The-
score is going to be higher for Longlegs, but I think the audience score is going to be higher for Oddity.
yeah, I agree.
So I'll tell you the percentages. One of them got a 95% and the other one got 69. So
L- long list has to be the 95, man.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, is it?
No.
Oh no, Oddity's the 95% on the critics.
Yep.
Oh
Oddity got
damn,
95%,
Darn
yeah.
tomato.
And Longlegs got 69.
Did you look at the
that's
audience
crazy.
score?
Let's see.
No,
85% for Oddity and then Longlegs also 69.
oh shit.
Yeah, because
Okay. Never mind. So Longlegs actually got 85 on Rotten Tomatoes. Not so it's still 85 and 95.
See,
So
the thing about Rotten Tomatoes with the critic score is, for example, if a critic's like, "Hey, I saw the movie and I give it a C," they will put that in the plus. Like even if somebody said like, "Oh, I gave it like a high D," they'll put that in the
yeah,
plus. Like somebody
because
has to like,
it's either fresh or rotten. There's there's no middle.
so it's like if
yeah.
somebody could be barely like, "Oh yeah, I thought it was okay, whatever," and they'll put it on the first. I feel like it's very deceiving on that score with the critics.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had the same issues that we did when it came to Longlegs. I think a lot of them were saying they either wanted it to be longer or they wanted there just be more explanation at the end.
Yeah,
Relevant
no,
information. I see that he got some kind of information.
no.
No, it's just ridiculous because like even the audience score for Oddity was really good because yeah, it's
Mhm.
95 and 77, and then for Longlegs it was 80
It was
and
just
like
more
60.
linear.
Yeah.
It's not even knowing what's going to happen next. It's just it didn't feel like everything was given to you at
No.
the last half hour.
Sylvia, like if I have to recommend a movie to sort of make you feel the same way, where it's like, wait, the ending, and it's like it's another Neon movie. It's the Neon Demon. It's a movie about modeling and just kind of like the expectation people have to make it in the business of being a model and how they look at you and just perfection.
Is
And
that the one
well,
where that one girl's like stealing or making the other girl go crazy or something?
I don't know. It's just like this girl comes in. I think it's one of the Dakota Fanning, maybe, or one
Oh,
of the
never
Fanning
mind.
sisters. And like, yeah, then people start sort of
Never mind.
gravitating to this younger girl because I think she's
Oh,
like 17.
maybe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's a really good movie. But the ending will make you again. It's gonna make you be like, what the fuck? Like when in the whole movie were they even hinting at that? So it's kind of again, it's just I think when you see a Neon movie, they're always gonna be a little bit weird like
Yeah.
this.
Odd like that.
Yeah.
Which is why Nicolas Cage always does their movies.
Oh, does he? I
I
need
don't
to go
know.
and look. Yeah, I need
No,
to
but
go.
Nicolas Cage fits
fits the vibes of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does a lot of horror movies. Like, yeah, he's done a
He
bunch
does
of
he does
them.
a lot of weird shit in general.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No.
I have to agree with everyone, though. I enjoyed Oddity a lot more. I think in the future, too, I feel like I would rewatch Oddity before I would rewatch Longlegs. I think Longlegs is one that I would like to experience once. And then after that, I think I'm kind of
Well, you've experienced it twice now, so it's
twice.
just kind
Yeah.
of like, yeah, you're kind of out. You're like, all right, well, I've
Mhm.
gotten what I've gotten. I could have gotten out of this movie. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know. If I was showing somebody else the movie, probably depending on the purpose of me showing them the movie, I would choose which one. And I think it depends on who it is.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that has a lot to do with it because I wanted to show my wife Longlegs, but then we weren't able to. We chose not to watch it because we want to pay the $20. So then we watched Oddity, and I thought she would hate Oddity. She loved Oddity, so it's just kind of like I wonder, like you, to be like, if I show her Longlegs, she might actually be like, no, I like Oddity better because I think Oddity is the more mainstream movie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it's more traditional and what you expect from a horror movie.
Yeah. Oh, this was fun. This was really, really fun. And I mean, I'm excited to be. You guys talked about a game. I mean, we could do that right now because
Oh,
Yeah, so I did an awful job at explaining it, so
Yeah,
I
you
might have
did.
Raul try and help
Okay.
me out a little bit. So as the youngest here, my TikTok is a little bit different than both of your guys's. So part of the TikTok that I have is a lot of the times you'll have girls showing their partners or a guy they like or just guys in general, right? They'll show them a video where they rank things. So they would rank, like the example that I showed Raul was ranking hugs. So it would be like, if your partner was to hug another guy like this, where would you rank it between 1 to 10? Like 1, it's totally fine, or 10, like it's awful. You would never want them to ever hug them like that again, right? And there's multiple of these. There's the hug one, there's like texting, there's even like if they were to share a bed, there's what movie they would be watching, all of these rankings, right? So the one that I pulled up is the text message one, as if someone was to message a girl that you are seeing, love, or with, right? If you see that another guy texts her this, where would you put it in the ranking scale? Does that make sense? What I'm
From
saying?
okay to most okay to
Yeah.
least okay.
So number 1 would be like, it's okay. Like
Yeah,
if I
it's
saw
fine.
a
If
guy messaging
if another
me,
guy
it is what it
texts
is. Yeah.
your wife this versus
Yeah.
10 is like no one better ever text her this,
Yeah.
or else there's gonna be murder.
But the
There's gonna be
caveat
blood in
of
the
this,
streets.
which the caveat which I have to kind of figure out with what I created. So I'm gonna do this little thing, and then you guys might just have to close your eyes at certain points so you don't see the rest of what they are.
Okay.
But I
You
have
don't
this
know
little,
what's coming.
I have this little thing here, right?
Okay, I see it.
So this is our 1 through 10 ranking, and I'm going to read off the messages of what they would send them, and you guys tell me where you would put it on the ranking, and you cannot move it once you put it in there.
Okay. I
Does
played
that
this
make
game
sense?
before. Yeah, I think Rose
Yeah.
sends me this kind of stuff all the time.
So our TikToks are the same. We have the same account, remember?
Except
Yeah,
Rose,
yeah.
like
Sylvia and I have this. We share everything.
Yeah.
Rose like rank this based on opening theme song, and then you cannot change the rank on it. It's the
Oh, we need
continuous.
to,
I haven't sent you one of those in a long time.
we would
Yeah.
have to do a Naruto ranking at one point, I feel like.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
hit me up. Yeah.
All right. So the first one that I'm going to say is WYA.
Okay. What does that stand for?
Where are you at?
Oh, where you at? Oh, hell no. That's a 10. A 10
Like
for
the
me.
worst? You
for me,
immediately
it's-
want to put it as the worst?
Oh, no. 1. Sorry, 1.
Like that's the best?
That,
like
that's
you wouldn't
perfectly
mind
fine. Like
That's
you have no issue
fine.
with that.
No, her boss like, where you at?
I'll say like
but it's
a
not
3.
where you at. It's just WYA.
But it stands for where you at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.
But it's different because if someone
I'd
says
say 3.
No, explain to me why is it different?
because
I'd say
WA
3.
is just like a quick you just send the message quick.
You got a
That's
lot of
fine.
time to interpret it, Sylvia.
Yeah, that's dude, it's a 1, man. What am I tripping about? Her boss like, where you at?
Okay, I don't want to move this up because then you see the rest of them, so I'm just gonna note it and then tell you if you already said the number, and then I'm gonna put your guys' stuff there. But you said 1 and you said 3. You guys gotta
Two.
meeting in
Then.
2? Okay.
2. Yeah, 2.
Okay.
Bro,
All right.
you're too jealous, bro.
The next one is Pix ?
Pics?
Oh,
What is it?
Pix ? So PICS ?
I would question it, but it could be something not too bad. It could be like,
yeah, I put that at 1, man.
No, you already
1. No, we have it 2. We agreed at 2.
no,
Now I'm saying 1.
I'll say 6.
Oh
Man, okay, put it like at 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
Bro,
Next
it's gonna
one.
get so much worse, bro. And you're fucking putting them all high.
No,
it's gonna be like it's gonna be like I had
that's why
fun
I'm
last
saying
night.
10. I'm not
It's
going
gonna
to
be
the
like-
extremes yet.
It's gonna be like I had fun last night, and we're only gonna have like 1 available and shit.
Okay, did you eat?
Did you eat?
Dude? Put that in 1.
If a guy texts your wife, did you eat?
Dude, 1, bro. Get that 1 out of here.
I will. Okay,
That'd be
I'm gonna let
confusing.
Raul answer.
I'd say 2. So
I will say that typically when someone says that to a girl, it means that they care enough to see if they're like eating / it leads to, all right, let's go grab a bite.
Well, to me, as long as there's no like emoji vegetable after that sentence, it should be fine.
Okay, so we'll say it's a 1 then, since we already have a 2.
Okay.
Next one. How was your day?
Oh damn. Okay,
That's weird.
now you're getting to like 9-8 territory.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's too personal.
How was your day?
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta think about this.
To me, that says like, "How was your day?" Then she has to respond, and then there's like multiple responses involved with that. It's like now you're asking like a whole conversation. Like I gotta say like 8 or 7, bro.
Yeah, I'll say 7. I think 7's a good one.
Okay. That's dope.
Oh my god! I don't know. I don't care about that. I say that. I say 3.
What do we have available in the lows? Like 4 and 5?
3, 5.
Yeah, 3. Do 3.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
No invite?
5. I thought these were gonna be a lot spicier, man. My wife's like having an affair, and I have no idea.
No, what's the next worst one after
5? 6.
No, 5, dude.
No, I say 6.
So 5.
No, because the guy's trying to like invite himself.
No
invite? My god. Okay, 6. I'm just going with Ro. I'm just rolling over with Ro.
Gorgeous.
That seems like
just gorgeous.
Just gorgeous.
Okay. I mean, that kid,
I'll say 9.
No.
Just in case there's something worse.
I'll say 5, so that'll put us like in what, like a 7?
Okay.
Wait, 5? If someone texts your wife gorgeous, a guy texts your wife gorgeous.
But what's the context on it? A lot of things could be gorgeous.
That's the point, that you don't know the context.
I text everybody like morning gorgeous, and first thing in the morning when I go into the office.
I'm gonna expect that text message from Carlos every morning.
Hey, gorgeous. As long as it's both of you.
Me.
Yeah. All right, so that's a 7. Next one is good morning.
See, for me that would be a 5, but
you guys still have 5.
Yeah, 5.
I say 5.
Okay. WYD.
What you doing?
What you're doing?
What are the middle ones? Do we have a 4 or 6?
What's available more? What's available?
Oh, actually, it looks like I gave you guys 2 7s. How was your day was a 7 and gorgeous was a 7. So which one do you want to be? You have 8, 9, and 10. Which one's worse? How was your day or gorgeous?
You can do it 8. 8.
Which one?
Gorgeous.
Okay.
So you have 9 and 10 left. What are you doing?
Just 9 and 10?
Just 9 and 10.
9.
What was the text?
What are you doing?
WYD.
I guess 9.
9. And then what's the last
one? Yeah, the last one was trying to link.
What?
Trying to link?
Like hook
trying
up?
to link?
Mm.
Like hook up?
Oh, yeah, 10?
Yeah.
What's
Yep.
trying to link mean? Like, if I send you trying to link, bro, what does that mean?
Like Zelda.
Okay.
So your guys' full list was. I'm surprised Did You Eat was number just one for you guys.
Well, I don't care.
No, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe like two of them, but none of these really have me worry, if I'm being honest. But I guess I'm thinking it more like,
If one of them
so,
would have been like you up at like 2 a.m, I think context also matters.
yeah.
Mm,
And you know what? I'm putting, again, because the only person that I felt like would text my wife in general would be like her boss. So I always put the mentality that this is like something her boss is telling her, and which one of those messages that if her boss said would have me freaked out.
no, you have to
But
think of it like her guy friend is telling her
yeah,
this.
that's kind of what
Or
I guess
coworker.
that's where I'm failing. If it's an unknown, like somebody in general, like yeah, they could be a little more risky, but yeah,
Like Joe from work.
okay.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
based on our answers, Sylvia, how close do Monroe match up to Longlegs personality? That's what this test is for, right?
The personality
I
test.
Oh,
yeah.
long legs.
This actually means that you guys like Oddity more.
That's
No,
hilarious.
We should take
I
a personality test though. That'd
we
be cool.
should. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like what
I
your INTJ or TP or
Oh,
whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
you should find something on the Discord, yeah, and put something where it shoots you like spits out like something for everybody to see.
Uh,
That'd be fun.
uh, I actually did one for work at this job, and then at a prior job, we did another one
Mm.
where
I
it was
did that
like different
too.
colors that you were like red or yellow
It,
or green or I
oh
forgot what
my
the colors
god,
were.
so stupid. Yeah, I remember I have that. Supposedly, when you take that test, you could take it 15, 20 years later and still get the same result. Supposedly, I know
I
which
don't
test
know.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but I remember that I was a different color than one of my coworkers, and then my boss stopped liking her after we did that.
Oh
What?
I
wow.
don't.
Okay, crazy.
I
We
don't
had a whole
yeah.
seminar, like hotel weekend, regard about that test and what our personalities were, and fucking crazy. Fun times,
I've
good times.
I've never had to experience this.
Yeah, no, I'll pull up, I'll pull it up because I think I have it somewhere, like what it's called. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, Ro.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but
Well, I am gonna say that you guys are not with the times. Because Did You
The
Eat is a really big thing.
really?
Yep. Good morning is a big thing too.
Well,
yeah,
I see. If I see "Good morning," then I expect something else to come afterwards.
yeah.
Sometimes you just
I
get a
don't see
good
it as
morning.
standalone.
Or
I
a
don't
good
know.
morning with a smiley face or like a little sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess just because again, this is more like how jealous are you, and I don't know. Not saying that I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah. I'm
jealous,
not
but
a
it's just
very
jealous.
jealous person or insecure
See,
person.
I wouldn't say
Especially,
this is jealousy though. This is more like
I think you worry more about this stuff when you just start dating a person. Like, yeah, it's a little
Oh
bit of
yeah,
insecurity, and you really can't be too upfront about like, hey, who's texting you this?
oh, see, I feel like I'm the opposite. The earlier I know you, the less I care about who's sending you what.
Interesting. You say that now, but
No, I just the longer I know someone and I'm with someone, that's when I'm like, why are they saying this to you?
yeah.
well, yeah.
So now looking at this, I would probably put like, how was your day? Like closer to 10. I still don't like no invite.
Mm,
Mm,
should have put you up. You're right. I should have put that one in there.
yeah,
That wasn't
that
part of
one.
the rankings that I did it.
Yeah,
All right.
interesting.
No, that was fun.
All
That was
right.
fun. Yeah.
Thanks for entertaining me.
You're
No,
welcome.
definitely. I mean, I'm glad that
Mhm.
you're doing this. Honestly, keep throwing these games at us because as much as maybe I didn't love this one, like I guarantee you the
One of
next
them never
one.
gonna stick.
Yeah.
No matter how much Carlos hates you now.
Mhm.
And if the game doesn't make it to the recording, it's okay. The next one will. The next one will, Sylvia.
No, you'll
Okay.
just add it as a little separate mini video.
For the Discord.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A Discord exclusive.
Gotta pay to see it.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good
Bye.
night. I'll be texting you gorgeous before I go to sleep.
Both of us?
Both of you.
Both of us
All right,
in the
cool.
You
group
guys are the
chat.
same person? Yeah. So yeah, of course.
Obviously, it's the phone
Obviously.
number.